Most people go through their 20s completely backwards financially. They chase things that look good in the moment, but don't actually move their life forward. Nice cars that they can barely afford, going out every weekend just to keep up with friends, buying clothes, tech, and other random stuff just to look successful online. And at the time, it feels normal. It feels like that's just what you're supposed to do. But then something happens around the age of 28, 29, or 30. They stop for a second, look at their bank account, look at their debt, and just look at their life and realize they've been working for years, but they have almost nothing to show for it. No investments, no real savings, and no momentum. Just payments and stress. But here's the truth that most people never hear early enough. If you play your 20s the right way, even just a little differently, you can completely flip that outcome. You can go from having basically nothing to building a $100,000 net worth in just a few years. And it's not through luck, it's not through crypto, not some crazy business idea. It's just through simple habits, discipline, and consistency. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you can go from $0 to $100,000 net worth step by step. But before we get into the strategy, we need to understand one thing: what net worth actually is. Because a lot of people hear that number, $100,000 net worth, and think it just means they have $100,000 in the bank. And that's not what it means. Net worth is just a simple equation. Everything you own minus everything you owe. And that's it. So your assets would be things like cash, investments, retirement accounts, maybe even a car if it has real value. And your liabilities would be credit card debt, student loans, car loans, and any kind of money that you owe. So if you have $20,000 saved and invested, but you also have $8,000 in debt, your net worth is $12,000. It's simple math. And your goal is to push that number higher every single year. That's how you measure real financial progress. Now let's get into step 1. And honestly, this is the foundation of everything. Learning how to live below your means. Because if you don't control your spending, nothing else matters. You can make $40,000 a year or $100,000 a year. It won't make a difference if you spend it all. And this is where most people mess up. Every dollar comes in and immediately goes back out. There's no gap, no margin, and no room to build. So the first shift you need to make is simple. Spend less than what you earn. And no, that doesn't mean you have to live a boring life. It just means be intentional with how you spend your money. Cutting out things that don't actually improve your life long term. Because a lot of spending is just habits, not happiness. Now, tied into this is something called lifestyle inflation. And this is one that will quietly destroy your progress if you're not careful. Every time your income goes up, your expenses go up with it. That's all lifestyle inflation is. You get a raise, and suddenly you need to get a better car. You make more money, and then your rent goes up. You start earning more, but somehow you're still broke. If you can avoid that trap and keep your lifestyle relatively simple while your income increases, you can create a gap. And that gap is where wealth is built. If you can consistently save 20 to 30% of your income in your 20s, you're already way ahead of most people. Now, step number 2 is to eliminate high interest debt. Now, this is a non-negotiable. If you're carrying credit card debt at 15, 20%, even higher, that is working against you every single day. And you cannot out-invest that kind of interest consistently. So before you start worrying about investing heavily, you need to clean that up. Attack it aggressively. because every dollar of high interest debt you pay off is like getting a guaranteed return. And once that's gone, you free up cash flow. Money that is used to go toward interest can now go toward building your future. Step number 3 is to make sure you have an emergency fund. This is your safety net because life can be unpredictable. Your car will break down, unexpected bills will show up, your job can change, and if you don't have cash set aside, every one of those situations becomes a financial setback. That's how people fall into debt cycles. So the goal here is to build up about 3 to 6 months of your basic living expenses. Keep it somewhere safe and accessible, like a high-yield savings account. This isn't money you invest. This is money that protects you. And once you have that in place, you move differently. You make better decisions because you're not constantly stressed about money. Step number 4 is to increase your income. This is the part most people ignore, but it's one of the most powerful because there's a limit to how much you can cut, but there's no real limit to how much you can earn. If you want to reach $100,000 net worth faster, you need to grow your income over time. Now that might look like learning a valuable skill, switching to a higher paying job, picking up a side hustle, maybe doing some freelancing, or start something on your own. Even small increases matter. If you go from making $45,000 to $65,000, that extra $20,000 per year changes everything. That's more money to save, more money to invest, more speed in your progress. Your 20s are the best time to focus on this because every skill you build now pays you back for decades. Step number 5 is to start investing and stay consistent. This is where things start to compound. Once you're saving money and increasing your income, you don't just want to hold that cash. You want it working for you. For most people, the easiest way to start is through retirement accounts. If your job offers a 401k with a match, take advantage of it. That's free money. Then you can look into something like a Roth IRA. And after that, a regular brokerage account. And when it comes to what to invest in, keep it simple. Low-cost index funds, something that tracks the overall market, you don't need to overcomplicate this. Consistency matters more than picking the perfect investment. Now let's talk numbers for a second. If your goal is to reach $100,000 in 5 years and you're starting from zero, you're looking at investing roughly around $1,400 per month, assuming average market returns. Now that might sound like a lot, and for most people, you're not going to start there right away. But that's okay. Maybe in year 1, you're focused on paying off your debts, lowering your expenses, and building up your income. Then, over time, your investing amount increases. The key is momentum. And more importantly, consistency. Because the biggest mistake people make is waiting. They wait for the perfect time to invest, they wait for a market crash, or they just wait until they feel ready. And then years go by and they're still not investing in the market. Meanwhile, someone else is just steadily investing every single month and building wealth in the background. Time in the market always beats trying to time the market. Step number 6 is to focus on buying assets, not liabilities. Now this is a mindset shift because most people spend money on things that go down in value, like cars, clothes, or other useless gadgets. And again, it's not that you can't enjoy these things, but they shouldn't come before building assets. Assets are what move you forward, like investments, your skills, or your income-producing opportunities, even your health. These are things that pay you back over time. Liabilities take money from you, but assets build your future. Now let's put this all together with a simple example. Let's say you're 22 years old and you land your first full-time job making $50,000 a year. If you commit to saving and investing 25% of your income, that's about $12,500 a year. Over 5 years, that's over $60,000 saved. Now, if we factor in your investment growth, maybe a raise, maybe a side hustle, and suddenly you're not at 60,000, you're pushing towards 100,000 or more in net worth. And that's without doing anything crazy. That's just discipline and consistency. So here's the big takeaway. Reaching $100,000 net worth isn't about being lucky. It's not about having rich parents. It's about controlling your spending, avoiding bad debt, building your safety net, increasing your income, investing consistently, and thinking long term. If you can lock these habits in early, your entire life changes. Because by the time most people are just getting serious about money in their 30s, you already have momentum. So now I want to ask you, where do you want to be financially in the next 5 years? Do you want to still be starting? Or do you want to already be ahead? Drop your goal in the comments below. I'll read all of them and respond. If you got value from this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more content like this.